Why are you just sitting there? What's your problem? Are you scared? Everything is magic here. We make it up out of thin air. Nothing's complete, nothing's concrete. Sweet or sour, it's what we make. The question is the answer to most everything. The Wookiee, Han, and Luke would sit back and wait. Come on, it's not too late. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air.
Dare to dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to dream. Dare to dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to
Hey now, listen up. There's no need to hesitate. There's no stop and celebrate. Every day's a brand new day. Let's get going. What you say? Nothing's complete, nothing's concrete. Sweet or sour, it's what we make. The question is the answer to most everything. And Padme Leia Ray would sit back and wait. Come on, it's not too late. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air.
Dare to dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to dream. Dare to
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air.
Dare to dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air.
dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air.
dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air.
dream in a galaxy far, far away. Dare to dream.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday.
I was just like dancing, and Chris is walking down the stairs, rolling his eyes at me.
I love that song. That is great. What do people think of it? People in the chat, what do you think of it? Our special guest, Eric Walker, wrote that song. Yeah, that's his
and performed it.
and performed it. So, yeah, he has it. I don't know. It's weird because I saw it on YouTube from like 2 years ago, but then he said it's coming out this Friday.
But a year ago. But
a year ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was posted twice. It was posted a year ago and then in 2019.
Okay, so it's coming out again this year.
But I think probably officially, not like by his YouTube channel. So I think maybe like officially like Apple or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a great song. So we have a bit of a hiccup today, which is always fun when you're doing live shows.
Live, everyone.
Is our host Eric Walker, who wrote Dare to Dream in a Galaxy Far, Far Away, and is also on the what is it? The Ewok movies. Caravan of Courage.
He was in Caravan of Courage and Battle of Endor. He played Mace Tawani.
Yeah. So he's late. Yeah.
So what happens when you go to the DMV before a live show?
Well, that's why they put those sloths on Zootopia for a reason. So you just never know. The sloths. Yeah.
Flash is personally helping him at the DMV even as we
Right.
speak.
Flash 100-yard dash. Yeah. So hopefully he can make it, and if not, then we can hopefully be able to reschedule him. But we're going to go on today anyways. We could start off with let's start off with how's everybody? Justin, what's up?
Oh, what's up? Well, I could use the same one I used from the last time I was on the podcast, which is that I built Yoda's lightsaber.
Oh, we get to see it. Oops. Oh boy. Sorry. Hang on. That's the one. There we go. Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, it actually even comes with its own little stand.
Okay. Oh, awesome. That is great.
Cool.
I like Yoda's lightsaber. It's not a very big hilt, and the blade isn't as long either. For his playing.
There they go again, speaking that foreign language to me. Oh boy.
Yeah. So Katie's out of here. She's gonna. Eric's not here. She's gone.
Okay, Katie. Hi, Mom.
Okay. Eric just messaged me. He's logging on now, so he'll be
Okay,
here.
cool.
Okay.
Right now.
Excellent.
Ken is going to be singing it all night.
Right?
It is so catchy. It's like it's already in my head.
It is a great song.
Probably didn't help that I listened to it a couple of times before we went live and then listened to it again.
The more you listen to it, the more it burns into your head. That's for sure. Let's go with the tip of the week. So, the tip of the week, I'm going to play a little game here. Who knows what this is?
Well, it looks like
it's a fan, but it's for strollers.
Yes, it's a stroller fan. So the tip is
I have a thing like that is for mounting a camera.
Yeah,
well.
That's what I think of when I see those things. But yeah, so it's something you can get on Amazon. And the tip of the week is if you're bringing small children and they're going to be in strollers, use a fan, a portable fan, and you can get the ones that have the misters in them too, which is amazing.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen the one where you
that
spray, but I've never seen it like an automatic one. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I needed that in China. Oh my God, it was so hot there.
It's kind of funny out that Holly's wearing her Mandalorian sweatshirt. It's not from Alien, the face hunger.
You're not wrong.
She wants to be a kid in a stroller.
Yep.
Although, as we made clear on our last trip report, Disneyland is no place for children. Don't bring your children. It's much nicer.
No, you can bring them to Disneyland because that's just a day thing. And as long as you have an annual pass, but they're not allowed to come to Disney World. Yeah.
There you go.
At least my kids.
That makes perfect sense.
Uh-huh.
But I had these little handheld fans that I used to bring to Disney World all the time that would fill with water and you could spray yourself and then turn the fan on. It would cool you right down.
Yeah. I've seen those ones too that people are wearing around their necks. Have you seen those? And I'm wondering how well those
blowing up.
Yeah.
Well, now, when we were in China, we had like the neck cooler things. And they're basically just little pieces of cloth that you can wet with some water and they get really cool. Yeah. And they have like some beads or something in there. They worked fantastic. When we were at Hong Kong Disneyland, it was incredibly hot. It was like 98 degrees and 98% humidity. It was ridiculous. By the time we were like just sweat pouring down our faces before we ever walked into the park. So we put those on and we were fine. I mean, it helped immediately. So those things do work. Now the people in China, a couple of them, like a couple of the one bus driver in particular, told us, "Don't do that. It's really bad for you." And I think the reasoning is just that if you're going to live there, like more long term, for example, you're just going to have to get used to it at some point, and disrupting your body's sweat glands or whatever, I mean, you're
I don't know that that's something I could
own,
ever get used to, though. Ugh.
But it was, you can't. The human body is amazing. You can get used to anything, but yeah, seriously, for a short term like that, those things work. Those things
we use those really when my kids play sports. You know, feels like they haven't done that in years, but yeah, so they do work, especially if you dip them in a ice cold water first, and then. But yeah, that's a good tip. The stroller fan. Oh, Stan, you're muted.
Stan's on mute now.
All right, our tip of the week is keep those kids cool and get them the cooling fans. And our tip today is brought to you from Dream Creators Travel. Your what is it? If you could dream it, they can create it. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, their motto is,
we can create it.
We can create it.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. I see our special guest has arrived. He's in the green room. We'll bring him in right now.
Is Kermit with him?
Welcome to the show, everybody. Eric Walker. Hello, Eric. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Hi,
We're doing fantastic. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing really good. I was just checking out some goodies here I got delivered. This is a hyper real Luke.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Oh, amazing.
That's amazing.
Hang on. Checking out one of these goodies. So
we got to do this when you do that. There we go.
There we go.
Is that Sideshow? What's the full body too?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's nice.
That looks really awesome.
It is. It's nice.
He's got a lot of good
It's not Sideshow though, by the way. So
you must get stuff delivered every day. Every time I watch you, you're showing off all your latest toys.
I love toys, huh? Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Me either.
Yeah, neither does Justin.
Yeah, right.
I have a big Ewok Stormtrooper statue. I was going to put on the wall behind me here, but it doesn't fit on any of the shelves unless I take Cookie Monster off. But you would love it. It's a Stormtrooper getting the snot kicked out of him by 3 Ewoks.
Wow, love it. Yeah.
It's a big sideshow.
I can't wait till this show comes out, the Bad Batch. They've been delivering all these Bad Batch ones to me too.
Oh, wow.
This is Hunter.
Oh, nice.
So, and I also got the Elite one somewhere around here. I haven't opened it yet, but it'll be on my All for Sci-Fi, which I guess we'll talk about later. So
let's see what's happening in the chat here. Where are we here? We got he's eating M&Ms. Is he eating M&Ms? Who's he talking about?
I
Ken saying Eric.
Hi, Ken. How you doing? Holly hates toys. Okay.
I have a lot of kids, so that's probably why she's saying that. They're kid toys.
Yeah,
Holly loves
that could add up.
though. So she
there you go.
Kind of the same thing,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we should introduce everybody here. So this is Eric Walker, famously known for the Caravan of Courage and Battle of Endor TV series that are coming on Disney Plus this Friday. And then I got Justin, my co-host over here,
Hey,
Justin Parks from North Dakota. And Hollywood is just down the street from you in California.
Southern California.
It's like,
in Hollywood.
Yeah, the city.
And
nice to meet you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
It's awesome to meet you. I was just rewatching Caravan of Courage in preparation for this, and I absolutely loved it.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a lot of fun making those movies. It was definitely a great experience. Even though I was very young at the time, I was, I think, 14 and then 15 on the second one. It was still to date the hardest job I ever worked on as an actor in terms of physicality, and had to do all my own stunts, had to get in shape. Yeah, it was a very demanding role. I was the only actor that was on set every single day. So, including the last day, it was just myself. The last day of shooting, it was just myself and George Lucas. And I was swimming in a pool for that magic pond scene. I remember that one.
Yeah. We were banging up on the top of the lake.
Yeah. That was in a pool. They did that in a pool, and they put a big plexiglass. It was really thick, and I was pounding on the plexiglass. So I had to swim underneath it and then pound on it. And,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's not to give anyone's ages away or anything, but we're the same age then.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all three of us pretty much are, yeah.
That's okay. 1970, you claim it. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Ken says he's so looking forward to seeing these this weekend. I'm guessing pretty much everybody in the chat has probably not seen them or hasn't seen them since they were a kid, is what I'm guessing.
It's been a while since I've seen him, but
You
I'm
don't
looking.
have this.
Oh, well, I actually have a Blu-ray
That's
version
cool.
of that. But
Oh,
yeah,
you do? Okay, I got the DVD.
He went up you.
yeah. Sorry. My wife actually saw them. I watched them not too long ago, but part of it. My wife had never seen them. She didn't even know I was involved in making those movies. I just told her recently.
What?
Oh, wow.
How is that possible?
She did. Our marriage is just, I'm working and I own a window company and that's it. She sees all these toys and she knows I'm an actor, but she didn't realize until recently what it was. Some of her, I think a bunch of her relatives started saying something about it. So,
But, like, don't you go to conventions and whatnot?
yeah, she
Signing
knows that
autographs?
she doesn't really go with me to those conventions. She stays at home. So, yeah.
Well, actually, I was in a Star Wars movie and I was a kid too. I haven't told anybody. Including my wife.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Yeah,
no.
like you would keep that quiet.
Oh, I was,
He
but
played
it
a
was
tree
my
in the
backyard. I made it
background. He
myself.
was.
I blew up some of the models with my fireworks.
Yeah, you got to understand it's nothing wrong with that. My wife grew up on a rice farm in Vietnam. She's Vietnamese.
Oh, nice.
She, when she married me, I mean, they didn't even have a bathroom at her house. So, her life has changed.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So here we have, this is the cast.
Nice picture. That picture, they hired a professional photographer, a woman. They flew over from London to take those and some other stills that are very famous publicity stills.
That's
Nice.
a cool picture.
And these were filmed in California.
Yeah, this shot was taken in the ILM parking lot. They just dressed it up and they did that outside in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I meant the films themselves were shot in California.
Yes, they were shot. And at the time, Lucasfilm and ILM, their headquarters was in San Rafael on Kerner Avenue. And that's where a lot of the magic happened. They had the main stage, which had the biggest blue screen in the world on it, the main stage. And then they had Cookie Bay. And those are two sound stages at ILM. And that, like I said, was in San Rafael at the time because George had just started building the ranch at that time. So all he had was the main house done. So now, they still had, it looks tremendously different than when I worked up there. It was also shot on Skywalker Ranch. We also filmed it in Roy's Redwood Preserve, which is real close to Luke Skywalker Ranch, about 10 minutes from there. So, and then a rock quarry.
I was going to say there was a rock quarry in the credits. I saw.
Yeah, that's in Marin County as well.
Yeah.
So it was all in that same general area up around San Rafael, Marin County.
And I want to talk about the live shows that you do, but you recently visited some of the spots on your YouTube channel.
I did. I did. I went out there and where we filmed the majority of Caravan of Courage, a lot of the scenes. I went out there to Roy's Redwoods and I did a live feed on YouTube and Facebook, and I was just reminiscing about what it was like because we filmed probably at least 4 weeks there out of like the 6-week shoot. So most of it was done right where I was at.
So 6 weeks for the whole film.
Yes.
Wow.
And we also did 1 week of reshoots too.
Mm-hmm.
And the week of reshoots was when George was directing. He directed the reshoots.
Okay. Scott, who messaged me once he found out you were coming, he said he was a big fan of these when he was a kid. He's asking if it was filmed in the same location as Jedi.
No, it was not. Jedi was filmed up near Crescent City, near the Oregon border. So it was not filmed in the same location.
Okay. And it was originally they were planning on filming that in BC, but the Canadian government wouldn't let them because they want the trees to get damaged at all for Jedi. Was what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, do you hear a lot of things when you're up there working? You hear a lot of rumors. They're not always true, but it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that last picture, the Ewoks they were just stuffed for the photo.
Yes, they just had to put on their costume and the head and the hands. You see, this is a picture of Warwick Davis.
Yeah. In this picture, I meant the Ewoks were probably just props here, more or less.
No, they were in the costume.
Oh,
No.
really?
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Cool.
They
That's
got dressed. That one Ewok is the main Ewok, of course, is Warwick Davis. You're showing another picture of him.
Yeah.
But the other Ewok right here is Tony Cox. Played
cool. Okay.
that part. And Tony Cox has had quite a career himself. You know, he was in Bad Santa and a bunch of movies. Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey. So he's had quite a career. So
Okay. The other Ewok, I think it was Turok or Tuk Tuk. He did kind of like the one with the axe. I met him.
Chukatrok, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin.
Stan and your names.
I'm horrible with names.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
don't call me
Stan, you're making it worse for me because I'm already lost.
Yeah.
So you're killing me.
He gave me a ride one day. He picked me up and gave me a ride one day. I was on the side of the road, and he's like, "Hey, you want to ride?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, he's a great guy. Kevin is a great guy. Yeah.
And of course, my friends were like, "Stan, this is how people get killed, is by taking rides."
Yeah. Careful, buddy.
So here's Warwick Davis, of course, and he was Wicket, the Ewok.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a cool
You
picture.
know, and I have to say, I was talking about this before we went live. I've always seen Warwick in all these things as an adult. So in my mind, he's always been an adult. And to see him in these pictures from back then, it's like he looks so young.
We all looked young. Yeah, that's for sure. That
I saw. I watched the video you have that you and Warwick took video while you were on the set there.
Yes.
And you put like what was about 10 minutes of that footage up on your YouTube channel, and I loved watching that. I loved watching, but seeing Warwick in particular being so comedically funny, just
as a kid, he had it back then. Yes, he did. He was very funny. Really great sense of humor even back then. I who would have known he would have ended up working with Ricky Gervais after that. So it makes sense now.
And you have a lot more video too of the behind the scenes in that.
We do, yeah. I just put together a teaser of the footage. We have about 2 hours worth of footage.
So how did that come about? I mean, what was the reasoning? Did you guys just decide at the time you wanted to, do some behind the scenes footage, or I mean, why did you have a camera that you were filming stuff back then?
Warwick had brought his camera already over from London. He had one of the little smaller cameras, and he was already filming, and he was already doing I don't know whether it's the influence of George Lucas or not, but he was already trying to do these little student films, experimental films. And we were talking with the teacher on the set. We had a teacher that was there, and we were still in school for a while before summer happened. Then we didn't have to go to school, but the teacher thought it would be real fun as a school project if Warwick Davis and I did a behind the scenes, like a making of documentary. And it was her idea. Her name was Ramsey, and she was actually the set teacher for the Black Stallion as well. So she was a well-known set teacher. And I don't know if she's still alive. She was pretty old at that time. So God bless her soul. She's still not here, but it was her idea. And she talked to Thomas Smith, the producer, and asked him if they would rent us a camera. So they rented an extra camber for us, a video camera. And so we did that. So we did all this behind the scenes footage. And then by the end of the production, we actually did do our own making of version, which we gave to the whole cast and crew, including George. He has a copy of it. And he asked that the copy that we give to everybody else not have his family in it. And so we went back in and re-edited it and cut out his daughter and cut out Linda Ronstadt out of other versions that we had, and only let him have it at the time. So I remember that request because he was very protective of his daughter, which he should be. He's a good dad.
Oh yeah.
And now she's a boxer.
Yeah. Who would have known, right?
Yeah. So
I think he kicked all of our butts, right?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of George, here you are on the set with GL himself.
Yes, he came to the set. That was the day we filmed the Magic Pond scene. Not the interior, but the exterior shots, and also that's on Skywalker Ranch. So we were doing a lot of exposition shots where the caravan is moving around on Skywalker Ranch. Right to his right is Tom Smith. That's a producer, and you can't see the gentleman. You could kind of see a little bit of his flat jacket here, the gray one. That's the director. He's cut out of the shot, but his name is John Cordy.
Oh, Right here in the corner.
Yeah, in
Yep.
the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is this something you auditioned for, or you just had
Yeah.
already done so many previous?
No. In fact, this was my first starring role. I had done
Wow.
nothing but bit parts before then, and I did audition for Tom Smith and John Cordy. I did not audition for George. George just saw the video and picked me out of the
Wow.
video. So
George is saying that's not me in the pic. That's different George.
Yeah.
That's you, George. It's different George.
Could be though. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine at that age getting a starring role like that.
it was a pinch me type of moment for sure,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I had seen Return of the Jedi like a dozen times a year before, so I'd seen Ewoks and Jedi. I hadn't seen the first two movies though, because for whatever reason I didn't go see them when they were in the movie theaters. I don't know why. Maybe I was younger and didn't go to movies that much when they.
You know, don't feel bad. The first Star Wars movie I saw in the theater was also Return of the Jedi. I had not seen the previous
We're the
two
same then.
before I saw that, so you're not alone in that.
Yeah, and this is a cutout. This is a scene again at the same Skywalker Ranch. Is another section. This scene was cut out of the movie.
I was wondering about that because I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, it's a deleted scene and it caused the biggest continuity mistake in the movie, because in the movie, you remember Mace puts his hand in the tree, and then later when Shodu, who is Wicket's mother, Shodu the Ewok, is helping Mace because his hand is hurt. It's the wrong hand because
I saw that, and I was gonna say.
That's
Okay, so what is in this scene right here? Because
flowers. The description in the script was they were gulping flowers. So they grab my hand and they start pulling me underground, like they're going to take me underneath the ground into the inside of Endor. And I don't know whether it just didn't work. Maybe they didn't like the way the scene was coming out, or there was going to be too many effects. I've heard two different stories. I heard at the time they were saying it was too much special effects, so they had to cut it, and they couldn't get it done in a time. But later, I had read somewhere where Tom Smith said George didn't like the scene, so he rewrote it and put that tree monster scene in there. And the tree monster scene is they just redressed something from Empire Strikes Back when Han and all of them, when they were inside the asteroid, inside the creature. That thing, it comes out and tries to grab the Millennium Falcon. That's the same little puppet. They just redressed it, made it look different. Yeah,
got it.
See, and even that would be so awesome to know that when you're filming something like that, to go, this is something that had been used in a movie that I love so much.
Yes,
and now I get to interact with it.
Speaking of reusing things,
yes,
this is from the second movie.
Yeah, the Blurgs. Yep.
The Blurgs, which of course anybody who Holly has her Mandalorian shirt on, so she must recognize these.
Yeah.
Yep. I was very happy that Jon Favreau paid tribute to the Ewok movies so much. It's really awesome that he's doing that. So
yeah, so the Blurgs from the Ewoks were repurposed, well, straight out of the Ewoks, put right into the Mandalorian, which is an awesome tribute for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
What about, so I know I got 1,000 questions about
I got 1,000 questions just in general, but you go first.
But I did want to talk about, so we started off the show. I'm sorry, it's unfortunate you weren't here, but we played your song at the very beginning of the show.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah. What was the inspiration, and you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, I'm write songs that are kind of inspired, whatever inspires me, and to me, Star Wars inspires all of us to dare to dream and follow our dreams and stuff like that. That's what Star Wars is about being the overcomer and doing that, and that's how that song came about. Really, everybody, that's the encouragement that Star Wars gives all of us to become one and shoot for the stars, type of thing.
It's a really fun song.
Yes,
it really is. Yeah.
The first time go ahead.
It's coming out this Friday, so for download everywhere. So
awesome.
So that's awesome. How long have you been doing music and such like that as well? I mean, just
that goes back as long as my acting career, almost. Not quite as long, because I started very young as a child actor.
So I see it says you were 6 years old. Is that accurate?
It says 6 or 7, somewhere around then. I did a Jack in the Box commercial.
Yeah. That's
And
what I
that
read.
was that was the inspiration. And unfortunately, my mother died at a very young age. I was and her dream was to. We live, of course, in a suburb of Los Angeles and Hollywood. So she always wanted to see her kids on TV and commercials and whatnot. So the Jack in the Box came out, and I was playing football, Pop Warner tackle football, and they chose our farm team at the time, and we also played the soccer players in the same commercial. I wonder if we could find it somewhere, because we did two commercials, and I thought, wow, this is great. I get to eat Jack in the Box, almost my favorite food, and they paid me well, because I think they paid me like $350 for one day's work and 77. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's a lot of money today if someone gets $300 and something a day. So
exactly.
And my dad wasn't sure it wasn't just the fact that I like Jack in the Box food or I wanted to become rich. So he made me beg him for years. He, being young, oh, you'll grow out of it. So I literally begged him for 2 or 3 years, and he finally caved in. And my sister went to junior high or high school with some other actors and actresses. And I think one of her friends was one of the Pippi Longstockings, and she knew agents. So she gave my sister some agents' phone numbers, and one of them she called. Beverly Heck said, "Sure, have your brother come in," and she signed me. And that was about 1980, roughly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It says actor. We have YouTuber, music producer, author, film producer. Like, good grief, you must be exhausted. And then you say you have a window business too. That's what you said when you first.
That's what makes me the money, is the window business. The music is starting to make some money. I've had some success with that overseas and stuff, because of this new album that's coming out. Will have a singer called ACM and myself singing on the tracks. Before that, it was all instrumental stuff. That was stuff you would want to listen to if you wanted to chill out, or it's very atmospheric, like movie soundtrack-ish type of stuff is what I write primarily. But this new album is going to have, in fact, there's a song on the album called Hump Day. So it's about, the middle of the week. So it's definitely commercial. So, yeah.
Oh,
I love that. I'll
yeah.
check that out, because I love that. I love some of the atmospheric kind of music as well. I know you played some of it when you were on Stan's show before, where you played a track of the Mandalorian theme song.
Oh yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I redid it. Yeah, that was fun. Wow, that guy's a great composer. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with you on that. The guy who does the music for the Mandalorian is amazing.
Yeah.
He does an amazing job.
Yep.
They had that behind the scenes on Disney Plus where they were showing him putting together the music, and that was such a good show.
Yep. Speaking of that, Disney Plus, come on, do it behind the scenes and do the Disney Gallery of the Ewok movies. Take our footage, our 2 hours of footage, re-interview us, do a look back. I mean, you guys could have it.
Oh my God.
That
would be so amazing. Because like I say, I mean, I've only seen the little bit that you put up on YouTube, but you guys were doing pretty darn good for being, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Putting this stuff together. You did really well.
Thank you. We did okay. Obviously we terrorized some people as well too, being teenagers.
And you kind of petitioned and was on Disney Plus's or Disney's back to get the Ewok films on Disney Plus.
Yes, we had the petition, and we got like almost 5,000 signatures on that. So I can't say that's the sole reason, but maybe it got their attention. I will say this: Disney is looking at the footage, so keep your fingers crossed. So we'll see. Yeah,
fingers crossed. I would love to see that.
I can't say anything's going to happen, but at least their eyes are on it and they asked to look at it. So
that's a big step.
That's a step in the right direction if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
And these shows coming on Disney Plus must be feathering your cap, and will be good for you as far as publicity goes and whatnot. Because I'm sure you must go to conventions and whatnot, and you say, "Oh, I was in the Ewok movies," and a lot of people probably go, "The what now?" Because even at work, I tell people about it, and they're like, Holly, she's never even heard of him before." Probably 90% of the people in our chat has never heard of him before.
They are deep. They are deep cuts, that's for sure. But my excitement isn't that I care that people see me and recognize me from that. But my hope is that the movies, a new generation could enjoy them like the generation before enjoyed them.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And because Star Wars is about bringing families together, the Ewok movies are great family movies.
Yeah.
You got to look at them like that. Don't look at them like you're going to go watch another Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it's not The Mandalorian.
No, it's not.
No,
And
it's
it
not
wasn't.
The
It wasn't meant that way. It was meant. George Lucas made these out of love for his daughter. His daughter loved the Ewoks from Jedi, and so he made these movies out of love for his daughter, so that she had more Ewoks stuff to watch. How cool is that? What a great dad!
That's a nice story.
Mary is saying,
Who doesn't love the Ewoks? I mean, they're like big teddy bears.
They are.
But that's what. So obviously, I know what an Ewok is, but I hear so much like people against Ewoks. So I never understood that. How can you be against these cute little creatures? So what's the story behind that? Why people?
I would say the biggest thing, I mean, within the fandom, I think, is that there's some people who didn't like that we had like all these puppets and teddy bears in their Star Wars movies when Return of the Jedi first came out. So it's basically one of these kind of almost toxic fandom kind of things. The people who love the movies just love them regardless. They love the teddy bears because they're part of Star Wars. They love the puppets because they're part of Star Wars. And
then, and like Scott Founder just said, it's the stormtroopers that don't like the fact that they taste like chicken. That's what Kevin Thompson would say. Sorry, not me. But it's some of that. But you know what? A lot of the stormtrooper guys that are in the costume, they take their helmets off and they come and talk to me and say, I can't say this in front of the other guys, but I really like the Ewok movies.
That's so funny.
Well, I have to say, I really enjoyed them as a kid, and even still today. And Holly, I can hardly wait to hear what you have to say when your kids get to watch them, because I'm convinced they're going to love them.
It's always good to have some shows and movies that we can watch as a family, because there's not a lot of things out there that you can do that these days. So,
and they definitely are safe. The first one for sure. The second one had the first parental advisory ever on a TV movie, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah, because of the scary scenes.
But it can't be anything that's comparable today. So
no, nothing like that. No.
How can they say they hate a puppet and love Yoda?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen those memes too of people posting like, who do you like better, Baby Yoda or an Ewok? And some people are like, how can you decide? And some people have direct.
George wants to know what an Ewok is.
You've been living under a box.
Right. George has to ruin everything.
Yeah, George
to ruin this.
That's his goal, is to ruin everything.
Yeah. It's a joke. He has to ruin all of our episodes. So.
Okay.
Oh man. What was I going to say?
Well, I don't know, because you're the one who was going to say it.
Yeah, I know.
Watch the fandom. You were talking about how some people love it, some people don't like it, and
oh, that's what I was going to. Okay, I had a bit of a bone to pick with you there, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Oh dear.
So I love watching your live show. All for Sci-Fi, and this last Saturday, I never get to watch them live. Usually, I don't. Very seldom, because I'm working Saturdays at that time. Do it like 2 hours later on Sunday, and then I can be in their live.
Oh, okay. There you go.
We're on Stan's schedule.
But you were listing off your favorite Star Wars movies in order.
Oh, okay. You said I'm dead to you, right? No, I'm just joking.
Well, no, you were.
Is that you?
You were really good for the most part. I agree with everything you said, except you missed out Solo and Mandalorian in your rankings.
Oh, I did. Oh,
you didn't get the Solo show or Mandalorian in there. I was like,
yeah, Solo is way up there. Solo is definitely way up there. It's in my top 5 for sure.
I know. I was like, what the heck?
It's even higher than the Ewok movies, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
And Mandalorian also is up there too.
Sure it is. As far as TV, it's the best.
Yeah.
Best of the best. I can't wait to see the stuff coming out. Book of Boba Fett.
And the rest of the guests.
It's okay. We're all a family.
So you're gonna have to
family and be brothers. Then
Yeah, but
Well, this might be a good time to talk about a little bit. So you have this live show that's every Saturday, all for sci-fi.
Yes, we do a live webcast every Saturday, and we do reviews of everything sci-fi. I've always been my biggest sci-fi that I love the most is, of course, Star Wars. It's not just because I'm in Star Wars, but I know it's.
Well, that's a good reason.
That is a good reason. So maybe I'm biased on Star Wars stuff, but I love Star Trek. I love. I started rewatching all the Stargate SG-1 a few weeks ago. You know, I love everything sci-fi, and there's so much out there. There's like all these podcasts for Star Wars. There's all these podcasts for Star Trek. There's podcasts for everything, Harry Potter, but I don't see a podcast that incorporates everything out there.
Right.
And so and I love all sci-fi. So, and I said, oh, maybe I should have, since I love all sci-fi, why don't we just call it all for sci-fi? And that's how it came about. And we at first we were Doctor Who as well, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
I love all sci-fi. In fact, Warwick Davis is in a lot of Doctor Who stuff as well.
Yes.
And even horror sci-fi. I like anything related to science fiction. and I didn't see everybody promoting that, all the different genres. So that's how that came about. And we were going to Galaxy's Edge before the pandemic. We were there on a weekly basis doing a live show and doing a trivia game. We were giving away free gifts, like free action figures. And then now, because of the pandemic, it's turned into a weekly webcast where we at the end of the show, we ask a question and you could win a free action figure if you just watch the show, and you could figure out what it is. So we're giving away a free prize every week. And it's you don't to join it. You don't have to do anything but subscribe and watch the show. And now we're talking about and there's some rules, like you could only win twice a month or 6 times in 7 months or stuff like that. So not the same people are winning all the time.
Yeah, sure.
And that's every Saturday
every Saturday at 2:00 Pacific. Although you're making me want to change my times.
I kind of want you. I really want to change your time.
I'm actually,
2 hours later or Sunday would be.
Yeah.
What is it, like 4:00 our time, Stan?
Yeah, it probably needs to be
Central?
later. Yeah, it probably needs to be later.
Do you miss doing the shows in the park?
Oh, I absolutely miss that. I used to go to Disneyland every week. Who wouldn't miss that?
Yeah.
And we were about ready to expand it, where some weeks we were going to go to Universal Studios, some weeks we were going to go to other theme parks, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah. But I have to say, I'm right there with you on just absolutely loving everything sci-fi. I don't have a video series on YouTube, but I've been wanting to put a video series together for a long time where I specifically talk about and analyze sci-fi movies and TV shows for about that same reason, that it just seems like people get into like these little niches, but I would like to kind of like celebrate all of it all at once.
Yeah, I mean, now we got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Before that, we had WandaVision, which I did, I didn't like it that much. Although,
we can agree to disagree.
That's true. I like the Marvel elements in WandaVision. I thought that the comedy thing was good for one episode. My problem is they did it too long. They made the entire season about it. Although there are a lot of episodes that were really good, though. So I gave it some good ratings on some of the episodes. I think they should have just did that for one episode.
If you love the Marvel elements in particular, I mean, there's some good Marvel elements. Yeah.
That's interesting, though. That's the first time I've heard somebody say meh on it. So that's an interesting take on it.
Well, I didn't give it the rating where it's 3 or below, or it's a no-go.
Yeah.
So I told people to watch it, but more than half of them were in the 3s, and I think I gave one of them a 4.5 stars. So a couple of them I did like. Yeah. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, totally different ball game. Much better show. And again, here it's Marvel, and then you got the DC stuff. And have you guys watched the on HBO Max the longer cut of?
I have not watched the Snyder Cut yet. Yeah. I have not seen that yet.
Yeah,
I will be watching it at some point. I know I will.
It just goes to show you that sometimes studios should just stay out of it and let the So that's what we're doing. We're talking about that kind of stuff, everything we all love, and and we're trying to tell everybody to be nicer to each other, and
Yeah.
you could win prizes as well. So
Yeah. Of all the
Very
shows
fun.
that have been on Disney Plus, now that Ewoks aren't on yet, what has been your favorite?
of course, The Mandalorian's going to be
Yeah.
really, really high up there. I like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I love a lot.
Yeah.
Now, what else?
Prop culture was up there for me too.
Yeah, there's a Disney Plus is fully loaded. It's a great, when I went to D23, I immediately, because we were there, we were able to buy 3 years worth, so at
Mhm.
half price. So I
Uh-huh.
immediately signed up for 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did the 3-year thing. I think it was through our D23 membership as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I think they had it through the Disney Visa too.
Yeah. Yep.
It wasn't available in Canada that far ahead, so 1 year at a time only.
I was
That's,
gonna do a shout out to the making of The Mandalorian as well. I think I
Yes.
almost enjoyed that as much as the show itself. It was very
I-
interesting to hear
I
how
did,
people
but I was kind of
made it.
disappointed that they kind of. I don't know if they're using the pandemic as an excuse, but the second behind the scenes, what was that 1 hour, and where's the rest of it?
Mm.
That kind of upset me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to see a whole nother series. Yeah.
Yes, like the year before.
Yeah, because I absolutely loved that, going into that much depth and detail of how this all
Right.
came together, and talking to all the different directors and all of that. I love. I'm just I geek out over all these making ofs things. So I
They're great.
They're good.
might have figured that out by now.
Speaking of Disneyland, so they're reopening at the end of April. Are you planning on going? There's no more annual passes. What's your plans in that regard?
I think they're only going to allow it to California residents, so I think it's a good shot that it's going to be easier for me to go, unless it's bombarded with too many people trying to get in this first day.
Yeah.
I'd like to go the first day. We'll see.
Yeah.
If I could get in, I'm going to definitely be there.
Because and I was thinking, for like Holly and I were talking before, and because Holly's done a few live, like this show live from Disney or Downtown Disney, and I was thinking, well, geez, you could go to Downtown Disney, but Holly says it's not that easy wearing a mask and doing a live show.
It's not. Yeah. And I found like an area where nobody was. And so a couple weeks ago, I did the show and I took my mask off and I had snacks and I had a drink. But after about 15, 20 minutes, a security guard came over and was like, okay, you got to put your mask on, because he can,
Right.
yeah, it clearly wasn't
Trying to
even
fake
though
it.
I wasn't around anybody, but so, and it isn't as easy with the mask on to do.
And in their defense, I mean, they have to kind of
Oh, yeah.
enforce the rules for
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Totally get it. So, but it does make the live shows a little bit more difficult in that sense.
Well, and if that's 25% capacity, how long is that going to last? And that might be fun, because then you could get on all the rides quicker.
Oh yeah.
Especially the Rise of the Resistance, which they had this lottery system, which was ridiculous. I don't know if you remember that.
Well, I was just at Walt Disney World about a month ago now.
Mhm.
And it seemed like I spent more time waiting in lines than ever, because partly because of the lack of fast pass, but partly because so many of the other things that would normally suck up all the crowds were closed.
The shows.
You have the shows. You don't have people in the restaurants as much because they're limited capacity. You don't have so many people in the shops because they're limited capacity.
Then maybe it's a
And
good
half
thing.
of them were closed. And
Maybe it's a good thing Disneyland's
Yeah, and they originally were going to open at 15% because of the tiers that we were in, but now it looks like we're going to be in the next tier, which means 25%. And yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm waiting. I check the notifications a million times a day, seeing when they're going on sale, and I'm kind of hoping they just put them on sale instead of saying, okay, on this day at this time they're going to put them on sale, because then I feel like I'm not going to have a chance.
Yeah.
But if they just randomly put them on sale, then I might get a chance to be there the opening day, but I don't know. So
when you
either way,
go, I want to see some video or something, because I want to see how they manage the lines there in comparison to
I'll
how they
definitely
did it at Disney World, because Disneyland is just so closed in that I'm struggling to even figure out how they're going to manage those longer lines.
George is saying, just tell the security you're a famous podcaster. No mask.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
It doesn't work that way, George.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know. So if you have to buy, just like me, since our passes are gone, are you willing to buy a ticket
Sure.
every week, every couple weeks, once a month? Like what are you thinking?
Probably not every week. If it's once a month, it's okay.
Yeah.
Not every week. They're going to come up with something. They got to come up with something.
Yeah, I know. See, I have 4 kids, and so I'm already telling my kids, don't plan on going for a while.
Right.
I'm going, mommy's going, but you guys aren't going for a while.
Yeah.
So, but they think the second it opens, we're going to go because they're just used to that. But so I don't know either. We have to see how it works out, especially how much are the tickets going to be? Are they going to be at that 200 that we're hoping they're not, or are they going to be 125? I don't know.
Well, and I'm sure, like Eric says, I'm sure there's going to be something. They'll come back. There'll be some sort of annual pass again. It's just,
I think so,
this whole thing threw everything into such chaos. They had to shut it down before they could bring it back.
Yeah, because I think that pass, I mean, if they're selling it to 100,000 people, not all those people are coming all the time. So it was a big way to make extra money.
Oh yeah,
passive income, because I went because all for Sci-Fi Weekly, and but not everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
We used it a lot.
Yeah,
we were there.
I was actually planning on getting an annual pass for Disneyland this year. I guess I'm not, but I don't want to go 3 times. I don't want to go 3 times over the course of the year, probably.
I'm thinking because they're calling them memberships, that maybe they'll say you can go X amount of times for the year. That's what I'm kind of thinking they're going to do instead of just blackout dates. But I don't know. We'll see. But they need to announce something soon because I'm dying.
Well, my biggest gripe was I had just paid like the month that they cut it off.
Yes.
And I was like, I missed it by a day. So it's like, where's my other 2 weeks, guys? You owe me something, right?
I know. I try not to calculate that and figure that out because we had just purchased our passes 3 weeks prior to closure, and there were 6 of us. And so my husband's like, this didn't work out very well because we got a nice refund still, but it wasn't, I don't know, but we did go quite a few times in those 3 weeks that we had them.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know how they calculated it, and they gave such a crazy calculus refund schedule that I'm like, I can't even figure that out. So, but whatever is what it is.
What's coming up for you, Eric?
I'm actually, we've been since the Ewok movies are coming out on Disney Plus. I've been doing a lot more interviews, of course, like with you guys. And in May, I'm going to be in Dallas at a toy store called Order 66 Toys.
Okay.
I'll be there during the weekend that has May the 4th, of course, for me.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I'll be there that weekend. And it's the largest toy store, Star Wars toy store in the country. Actually, this one, they're opening a second one. I think this one might be the largest in the world. Wow. Over 8,000 square feet.
Did you guys know about that? Just in June? No?
Excuse me?
Well, I knew about it from watching Eric's show.
Okay.
I've been
I
to
didn't realize
their
it was
other.
the biggest in the country.
Well, I mean, the new one that they're opening now, it's really big. It's like 10,000 square feet. This new one.
Wow.
And it's more for higher end collectibles. This one, so a lot of Hot Toys, Sideshow stuff there, bigger stuff. So I'm going to be there. Mark Dodson's going to be there. Andrew Nilsson, who did a lot of the behind the scenes. He was one of the at ILM. He did a lot of the special effects, but he was also known for being in the Darth Vader costume a lot on all the promotional tours and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to be there, and he used to do a lot of the CGI effects back in the day when we were up there at ILM. So it's going to be great to see him again, and Mark Dodson as well, who Mark played Salacious Crumb, the voice. He also did the voice.
I have his autograph on my wall over there.
Yeah, he also did. He also in the Ewok movies, he was the voice of Teak in the second one.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Are they doing the Mace figurines? You guys were making them yourself or something?
Yes, I have a gentleman who is I'm trying to remember. His name is Stephen Geddes, I think it's his name. But he was one of the original sculptures. He did the original sculptures back in the 80s for Kenner. He did he originally did the sculpture for Walrus Man. He did the original Dewback. I think he did Han on Hoth as well. This is vintage Kenner.
Yeah.
So he's doing a vintage Mace Tawani figure.
Oh, cool. Is it going to have the big life band?
Yes. It's gonna have a lot of accessories. When we were looking at the pictures from the movie and the other pictures I had shown him that I had forgotten that Mace had that many accessories because he had his blaster, which was cool, remember?
Right.
But he also had a knife, which he only used one time in the movie when he swatted at one of the spiders. So he has a knife on it. He has a belt that has all these accessories, which has the knife. It has that fire starter, little laser thing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, so he's got a lot. He had a lot of cool stuff. So we're gonna make sure that all that comes with the vintage action figure.
Oh, that'd be
monitor
cool.
as well. So
people that complain about the Magic Band 1 being too bulky. Just wait till you see these life monitors on the Ewok movie.
Yeah, right.
Those are bulky.
That's true.
Oh, that's great. I'd love to have you come on the Womp Rat Radio. It's another show I do on Thursdays. Well, obviously, it'd be like after the show comes out, maybe people got a chance to see it.
Sure.
Maybe more familiar with the show. I'd love to have you come on that. That'd be great.
Let me know.
Yes. What's happening with Grand Circle Tour guys on the podcast?
Apparently, there's some big April Fool's episode coming out. I don't know. So
I'm afraid to find out what that's
me
going to be.
too, because it has
Well,
Dan and George
are involved in that one,
so I don't know, but whew.
What's George saying? A few things before we sign off. Mary McCheese is the worst. Secretly, I think Dan is my new favorite co-host. And to chat regulars, Justin, Holly, and Stan, the Wednesday episode is dedicated to you. Listen to the end.
Oh dear.
I'm feeling about that one.
That's scary.
As Baymax would say, oh no.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that one. Ken is still in the chat, I think. The solo show is coming back this week. We're going to have our new episode. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be the most money-saving tips you could ever possibly get at a Disney park.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Yes. Somebody like we were figuring it out, and actually I was talking to someone, and they said that when they got back, Disney paid them. They got money back from going on their trip, from following the tips. So we have our
volunteer to be an employee. What?
It's our so you don't want to miss that one for sure. All for Sci-Fi every Saturday at crazy time.
There's 2 Pacific.
Okay, I'll rethink it. Yeah, 5 Eastern. At least 5 Eastern, right? Yeah, that's close.
5 Eastern would be 4 my time.
Mm-hmm.
I got off work at 5. And then I do a live show at 6 or 7. At 7 I do a live show.
Yeah, Eric, just
we're just not going to be able to work around Stan's schedule.
Okay? Yeah. Don't reschedule this for me. But I do enjoy watching him. And how's Captain Richter doing? He seems like a decent guy for sure.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's really into his comic books. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Man, that guy has a comic book collection. It's pretty amazing.
Coming up next is Panda at I should have wrote it down. What is it? PandaTrivia.com?
Yeah, PandaTrivia.com. Yeah, I was just logging in right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing game 3.
You got 1 minute left to get to PandaTrivia.com. Register, sign in, and play along with Panda.
There we
And
go.
there's supposed to be 5 Star Wars questions tonight.
Yes, he's going to have 5 Star Wars questions tonight. Eric, you should join that.
Okay.
Yeah, PandaTrivia.com. It starts in 1 minute. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy. I really hope we didn't talk that much about it, but I hope that Disney does some things to make some changes and makes the print look better, like the spiders. I hope that you can see the strings. I hope they get rid of those strings.
Oh, they got
I bet you they will. Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to clean it up. Mind you, the blue, I don't know, the DVD looks great.
Except for I can still see the strings and the spider.
You can still see the strings.
I don't know.
Do you want the Ewoks to blink, or is that?
That's another thing. Are they going to go do what they do with Jedi? Sure, I think they look great. Let them blink. But that would be a lot. That would be a lot of work, though, for the Ewok movies.
That would be a lot of work. It would be,
Yeah.
but it would be interesting. I mean, because they did that with the Dark Crystal TV show as well on Netflix, and that was something where they used a lot of like CGI or whatever to enhance those otherwise static faces, and it really helps. So it would be cool if they would do that.
You never know. We'll see.
Holly doesn't know what we're talking about when we say the Ewoks blink.
Well, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, the Return of the Jedi, they re-edited it when they came out on the latest release, and they made them blink. So, anyways,
All right.
thanks everybody. We'll see you next
Bye,
week. Have a great day.
All right.